future you. Go and do something now or in 3 months like that, so that you can actually say, this is about me.
Absolutely.
I'm allowed to do this every now and again.
Yeah, because, even though it's like myself here, what I'm kind of doing, when you have those like corporate days where you do that team building, that's what I'm kind of doing for myself.
Yeah.
And I have to do it because otherwise you could potentially just fuck, I've had enough now. But then, once you have those intermittent breaks, like it's all bliss.
Hello, and welcome to Mind and Money Show, where we talk all things mindset, money management, and our entrepreneurial journey. Along the way, we're going to throw in some amazing guests for good measure. I'm Shane Hyland.
I'm Gareth Shears. This show is going to change your life and teach you skills that school never taught you.
Boom.
So, as we've kind of skipped on a bit, we'll say welcome to the podcast,
hello.
Nathan.
Hello, nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
And we're actually out on
Lovely
site.
to be here.
We're actually on site today. We're at your shop, aren't we?
That's right. Yeah, we're at my shop on Stanwell Road in Penarth, Vale of Glamorgan.
Yeah, and it's a lovely set.
It is superb. It's a beautiful building. Absolutely beautiful.
We literally gutted the place. So originally it was like yellow walls, purple carpet.
Wow.
And then you had like the polystyrene, like that false roof.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was there. And then there was a staircase here that would lead down to pretty much nothing. And then I had to gut out that room, gut out this room.
So we're in the shop. It's a lovely place. It's just I think it's got that kind of atmosphere feel of when you come here to get yourself measured up and so on and so forth. It's just that nice feel.
It just makes it easy. It just makes it comfortable. Because like they come in, we sit down, we'll have a chat. We're together for like an hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes over. And then, because I got taken through a journey, they only see a small segment of the cloth. So then I've got to be able to articulate my vision for them in a way that they can see and understand.
Yeah.
And then actually wear it in their mind as well.
Did most people give you free reign, or is it very much?
Yeah.
I guess you probably get someone
thankfully,
who say, "I want this, and I like, and this is what I like."
That's the thing, because they come in with an idea, but then as I like sit down and chat with them, get a bit of their personality, color tone of their skin, then I can offer something which is going to suit them better.
Yeah.
Because most of the time people are more comfortable in a navy, a grey, or a black.
What goes west of Ireland, pale white.
Yeah. But then you'll be so surprised of how good you can look in so many different things. It's just your program to feel, a wedding navy suit.
I do default to navy, just generally.
Yeah. Greys.
Yeah.
There we go. Greys and blues. We got it there. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you might become a little bit more adventurous if you go into the races. Then a check will come out. But then it doesn't have to be a check. You can still use a solid color, but then what color will we use? Things like that. Oh, you're going to a wedding. Most people that either do the tuxedo or they think of tweed. But there's so many different things in between.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like even now with like social media, you can use that as your mood board because you can access so many different styles and so many different colors. And then you just got to have that little bit of confidence to just play around with it. Exactly. But then...
I pulled something off some site yesterday, and it was something it must have been a previous chat with somebody. And my aim is to create an enjoyable experience for all the clients as well as outstanding outfits. And you touched on it earlier about somebody coming in and just having a small bit of a cloth and working your magic through them. Because at the moment, we're looking to get a new dining table, and I want one of these concrete ones. And a guy sent samples and charged for the samples, and the samples came on a piece of MDF, and it was just a color. And I went, "You want me to spend X amount of money on something that size? I haven't known you. There's no chat through about what color would suit our house. What do I like? Whereas I think the way you're talking about it, there is a journey that will incorporate how the person feels themselves about themselves, what the event is going to be.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when you're talking about bespoke, it is proper niching down and not just going, what's your favorite color?
Yeah, it is literally down to the individual, because in their mind they know what they want, but I can kind of see what they need. It's just that because and each person is just so individual. Like what will suit you might not suit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then once we've done that, they have the confidence in me because they'll see that I'll probably wear stuff that most people don't. Okay, so why is he doing that? But then I'll also wear things that you will wear also. So then you can just see all of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And then it's just design then. I can just do my design background.
Yeah.
Which I love. And then when someone does give me the opportunity to step out
And do
and
free reign.
and pull them out of their comfort zone, it makes coming to work so much more enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't become monotonous. Hi mate, how are you? Oh, good sir, how are you? Oh yeah, I'm just looking for a navy suit. Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's have a sit down. Let's have a chat then.
Yep.
And then let's
exactly.
go.
And because you want to be able to put your passion into it as well.
Absolutely.
And people that kind of trust you and kind of what you do. Because that's why they come in here. Because if you just want a navy suit, just pop into town and
pop into
pick
town.
them off the shelf.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we're going to be representing each other. Do you know what I mean? Because what you're wearing, I've created for you, and then I have to do a good job for yourself. So wherever you go, you're going to feel good.
Is that the big thing? It's not as much as it is the end goal of the outfit, whatever that may be. You've mentioned it a few times. It's the feeling good, and it's the confidence that it gives the person. And we said earlier on about walking into a room, and some people may feel, all eyes are on me, but whether we like it or not, we all kind of want that.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone to stare at you and go, well done for doing that, and you look great and all that. So your stuff not only is a piece of outfit, it makes people in the mind feel good about themselves.
Yeah, because for someone to say that they wouldn't want to receive a compliment, I just think it's a bit of BS, really. Because if you wanted to put something on and they want to feel good about what you got on, why would you look in the mirror? Because you're still trying to reassure yourself anyway, because you're going to look in the mirror and think, oh yeah, that looks good. So you're telling yourself that. And then when someone else comes up to you and say, oh mate, I like what you got on, blah, blah, blah. It just, I don't know.
Gives you that lift, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And do you think it goes even further if somebody, if you're in somewhere and somebody sees you and go, wow, I love that. That looks good on you. I couldn't, pull that off. And you kind of go, oh, that's another compliment. They're saying I can and they can't. They're making you feel better and better and better.
Yeah, I just feel like it literally just comes down to confidence.
It purely is. Because I've always, of late, black tie events, I've always had a jacket which isn't your stereotypical, black tuxedo kind of jacket and stuff like that. I've always had a maroon or a navy or something that just, you do stand out. And it is surprising how many people actually do come and compliment you on kind of doing it. And I don't think I do it for that reason. I do it because I actually just like to kind of look that bit different. Than I don't kind of go off the wall with it, but I love that one over there.
Yeah.
But
I enjoy dressing up. The amount of clothes, the amount of trainers, shoes. I just enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's my life, isn't it? It's my life.
I bought
all my life.
You can't rock into work in all grey like me because someone will say something.
I bought.
But you hold it very well. Very well.
I bought another shoe rack yesterday because we the amount of shoes me and my wife we've got in the house. It's
crazy, you know.
Crazy, kind of. But then I default to these white ones for work all the time.
Yeah. And how do you feel about
fashion police
wearing daps with a suit? Trainers with a suit.
I like it.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, because I've got a pair of Russell and Bromley navy shoes with white sole to wear with my suits and stuff now.
Tidy.
Just to kind of break that, because I probably feel more comfortable in shoes like that, like doing shoes. But then I've also got some really kind of nice, smart kind of brogue type shoes as well.
Yeah.
But I actually feel far more comfy and stuff like that.
The world of, well, you probably will know more. It feels that the world of three-piece suits and a tie is to a degree almost gone in the working environment. 20 years ago when I was working bank-wise and that, you were expected to have a tie on, and that was your sign of professionalism.
Yeah.
Whereas now when in our day-to-day job, when we sit down and talk to people about, you know, money and their feelings and their lifestyle, they feel more comfortable with normal clothes. And then if you're going out, it's no longer it's fashionable stuff.
I think it's probably just a thing that taps on like mindfulness. It's just, I think it's all about just being comfortable where you're at. So then, don't get me wrong, like wearing a suit, you automatically feel like it's going to be some sort of business transaction or it's going to be more corporate. But I suppose employers just probably want the best out of their employees. So then just to make them feel comfortable at their workspace, they do allow them to wear what they want to a certain degree, but then it still have to have that element of professionalism. So like the shirt will still be there, but then the trousers might be chinos,
exactly,
you know, something along those lines. And then you chuck on like a sport blazer, you know, like, so you can still see there's the difference from being at home to going into the workspace, but then still looking quite smart. But it's just for comfortability now.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly it. And I think it is. I think like I feel more comfortable dressed like I do to do meetings than trying to stick on. Because if I stick on a suit with a tie, that isn't me. I don't like wearing a tie.
Yeah.
Like I begrudge wearing one to wear. Like I went to a wedding last summer and I messaged the groom and I was like, do I have to wear a tie? And he was like, well, you don't have to like that.
Yeah. I
was like, great. Do you know what I mean? It's because I feel far more comfy in myself. And it's me. Otherwise, I'm like this and kind of. But and maybe that I think that's just a little bit kind of the way of the world now. But let's go back to I guess the start. You know, tell us a bit about your journey to where we are now today.
So it feels like I've had many lives in one life because there's the sport in life. And then there's the art and like creative life. So I suppose for me, starting off was being introduced to it by my godfather, who was a tailor. So like, for instance, after Sunday school, go over there, be putting needles through, putting thread through the eye of the needle, just little jobs like that. And then I went away from, you know, the introduction to tailoring, and then it was sports. So it was like athletics, running for Wales, Great Britain. Then it was rugby, playing first class rugby. And then obviously you get into a stage in your career, in a sporting career, where you need something to fall back onto. So it's like, what was I good at? I was only ever good at visual things because academically I wasn't that great. So then what I could do well was customized clothes, because I always like had, you know, the eye for fashion and, you know, and the thing. And I know what can work well together, what colors can suit, So then I enrolled at university. I had no fashion background whatsoever. I called the university and said, I'm interested in doing fashion design. Do you have any? I said, no. Have you got a portfolio? I said, no. Can I just come up and see you? So I went up and saw the head of fashion at Cullion, and then she said, oh yeah, you know, I had to do the spiel. You got plenty of passion, blah, blah, blah. I can see you could actually, you know, add. So they gave me the opportunity. I went and did the BA Honours in fashion design. From there, then I did a commercial line where I was selling from here all up to Scotland, and then the family started. So then I wanted something which I could do where I could still be at home and still, you know, generate an income, so the family were safe and warm. And then someone gave me a challenge to create them a jacket. So I knew I could, but I didn't know how well I could actually do it, because at university taught you how to pattern make and blah blah blah. So then I said, yeah, no problem, I'll give it a go. I gave it a go. It was tidy, but then obviously it just needed improvement. And then from that, he was just like, oh, why don't you do this as your job? And then after that, then I was like, okay, so if I can make something, how am I going to get it out there? So then that's when I started using social media and, you know, chatting to certain celebrities. And then because I was playing for Canton Rugby Club at that time, you know, when Scrum 5 invites you or a team
onto the Scrum 5 set. I've been... And definitely.
Yeah, that's it. So Jason Mohammed was on presenting at that time. And then because I had the commercial side, I made all the polos for the boys. So there was like 15 or 20 of us in the polos that I made. And then so we're sat in the crowd. And then Jason was like, oh, I like those polos. Who made you those polos? And I'm like, oh, I made those polos. And I was like, oh, can I come and chat to you later? Because I've got my own clothing brand. Yeah, I had a chat. I was like, okay, can I get some clothes to you? Yeah, guess I'm close to you. And then it just materialized from there. End up going over Jason's home, measuring up, making suits, blah, blah, blah. And then from there, then it was like, okay, so how can I build on this? So I've seen that model works where a celebrity can wear it, he can share it, I can share it, it reaches an audience.
Yeah.
And I just followed that and followed that and followed that. And I've been following that for how many years? I've been doing this now to the point I'm at
Wow.
today with you boys.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's it in a nutshell, really.
Using the traditional word of mouth, really.
Word of mouth, yeah. Because it didn't have the finances to pump it into marketing. And then even with marketing is great, but I don't know how you can actually physically measure that. So then for me, it was being in control of something. So I knew if I followed what I did with Jason and it worked, why don't I repeat it again? And then now people come here. You know what I mean? And it's easy as drop me a DM on Instagram, send me an email, send me a WhatsApp, but book an appointment, and then we just go from there. And then I just have to make sure everything I create is my best work, you know? And then they come back, they tell someone else. And it's just that circle.
Is it the world you're leveraging it well of if I get a celebrity, whoever me, and I make something that's bespoke for them, because of the very nature of who they are, they're going to be on something, be it TV, some sort of media. Then that will be seen, and you can leverage that for your own social media. And then another celebrity might come and go, they stood out, and like we were saying earlier on about the person, when they go and they go, wow, I love that. Though at that level, they want to be the standout, and if that happens for celebrity people, the normal us Joe public will come in as well.
Because do you know what? Like, it's all well and good, like working along with the celebrities, but then I probably get more fulfillment with, creating that wedding suit for that groom for that day, because sometimes that's a big investment for them. And then we are led to believe that it's the ladies' day, but then the groom is just as important. So then for me to be a part of that journey for them, fucking hell, that's like I've made a difference. Do you know what I mean? I've made a difference to someone. And then again, so it's probably the same format again. So he's going to be the vocal point. So everyone's going to see him. So then that's another form of getting it out there, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. I think you'd be able to create that journey for people to kind of where they want to kind of get to. So like the wedding ones, it's all bespoke to them, isn't it? Then they haven't just gone down to Moss Bros. I use that because that's the story where people have always gone, hired a suit. But it's their special day, and they get that kind of feeling that they feel special as well.
Absolutely, because my goal is to make them feel amazing. So like their day, they can look back and just feel, oh man, I had such a great day. Do you remember how I looked? Didn't I look good? They'll always remember that.
Yeah. I've never, until now, thought about, you touched on it, the lady usually always gets a dress made, probably bespoke to her, fitted to her exact shape and size.
Absolutely.
We have always gone into somewhere and go, I'm looking for some wedding suits. We have this, and this.
Yeah.
Why don't you try these out? That's fine. I'll collect them in 3 weeks.
Leave your grade.
Do you know?
Can you bring them back the next day? And you never get to hold on to that.
No. And do you know what the crazy thing is? Like, some people hire their suits.
Yeah.
How many bodies have been in that suit?
Yeah, they've been washed, Nathan. Come on. They've been washed. It's okay.
How many times has someone worn that suit for that wedding day? Why don't you just have something special
and
for
so
yourself?
Every wedding picture, to a degree, looks the same. Grey trousers, black jacket.
Well, I don't know about grey and black, but yeah, sure.
Whereas with something is different.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's never clicked. I've never kind of thought of that way until you kind of go,
Yeah, but then we're just led to believe that it's all about the bride, But the groom is just as important, because she's not going to get married to herself, is she?
No.
Or vice versa, bride and bride or groom and groom. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
You can see that though in your social media pictures though. A lot of the wedding pictures now of the grooms having different styles. And it kind of
absolutely. Something that's chosen for them.
Yeah. It means
For
something
their
to them.
day.
They've sat
Absolutely.
down. Not cost wise, but they spent time with you deciding on colors, fabric, cut, the whole thing,
Yeah.
all individual to them.
Yeah.
It makes them feel good.
It's like I designed my wedding suit. How many can say that at the moment? You know? I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's something you can keep as well for a long time.
Oh yeah.
will.
And then if you stay in the same DAP, like it can be used again. So like if they tell me the brief, okay, so I want this jacket, I want this suit for this day, but then I want to be able to use it again.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll keep that in mind when I'm designing something so they can use it as many times as they need to, as long as they stay within that same DAP, same measurement.
Which is the problem I struggle with, is staying within the same DAP.
But you're slim. At the end of the day, your missus loves you, your children love you. That's all you need.
Yeah, I have got a little bit of weight to lose, though. That's why I'm trying to get myself to this kind of weight where I can then try and maintain it and stay, because then my wardrobe has different sizes of clothing.
Yes,
I mean?
a couple
Which
of
I
clients are
hate.
like that as well. Yeah.
Well, you probably say the same, don't you? Well, we know that because the current challenge we're doing at the moment with regards to weight and stuff like that.
What challenge are you doing?
So there's three of us, just trying to kind of, especially two of us are trying to lose a bit of weight because we've played a bit on kind of last year, and especially at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So I'm down a stone now from where I was in January,
Amazing.
and I've got about another stone to go. I think Matt's got about another. Well, he wanted 3 stone down, I think, did he?
There's a weigh-in every Monday morning on a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
With the numbers, and the 2 losers throw a
Based
fiver
on
into
percentage
kitty.
of weight loss.
amazing.
And at the end of the 10 weeks, it's the France-Wales game, Wales-France game. The kitty will be, that's how much is thrown in. So it's a bit of fun. There's a bit of an incentive. And the funny thing about all of this was, we started in January, but the Sunday night, before the first weigh in January, there was a few messages going around, and everyone was eating, even though it was January, because going, I need to have a big number to start to come down.
Yeah.
I did come down.
Everyone was
That is so
plowing
clever.
stuff into them on
So
Sunday
clever.
night. Because going, I need to have a big number because it's going to be easier to come down.
My
So
my
clever.
first week weight loss was like ridiculous. But then after that, then it's been a little bit more steady of like sort of 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds then, which is where you really should be.
Yeah.
But I kind of I did my numbers too fast on the first week, didn't I?
It's just going like that.
But in fairness, I had ploughed a load of food into me the day before and
Immense. Because apparently,
full of water.
Yeah, fasting is supposed to be good. So if you can fast,
I fast
that can
between
drop.
10 p.m. at night and 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. You break your fast with your
Yeah.
breakfast. Yeah, it's nice.
I think I probably technically do actually, food wise, because we eat quite early because of the kids and stuff. We're usually done before 6, and I don't eat again then until probably about 9-10 o'clock when I come into work.
Okay.
So I'm probably naturally kind of fasting anyway. But yeah.
Mind food. I'm getting hungry. Question for you. You work in a sector where probably everyone is happy. And by that I mean they're coming to you because they're having an important event, something that's going to be nice in their life, a wedding, an award ceremony. But you're also a business owner, and you always have to have a happy face. So no matter what crap is going on in the background in there, somebody comes in here, you talked about it earlier, they want an experience. They're not coming in to buy an off the rack piece of clothing. It's going to be bespoke, so you're having to put your energy into them. So a lot of the previous series as we were chatting to business owners and entrepreneurs is about mental strength and resilience. So question for you, how do you cope with the shit days and still put on a happy face?
For me, I would probably say it's been my sporting background, I guess. Because it was just the other day, on my way to work, it was about 9:15. So traveling, I don't know, like a little dual carriageway or whatever. So a truck went into the side of my car. Obviously shaken up, but in my mind, I'm still thinking, "Fuck, I've got an appointment at 10. Can we do this really quickly as you can so I can go?" And then so I know, unless I'm opening that door and doing my work, how else can I potentially put food on my table for my kids. So I have to have that mindset that whatever happens, I still got to continue. So then I just don't know what I do. Something must happen naturally for me in order to do that. And I just have to say to myself, you got to just crack on. You just got to keep on going. But then how do I put that into my mind? I'll probably say it's from my sporting background, because I remember from athletics, unless I put that work in, I won't be able to achieve my goals. I won't be able to hit the times that I need to hit those times in order to, for instance, represent Wales or represent Great Britain. And then what effect will that have on me if I don't reach my targets? So then I'm always pushing myself. With any challenge it is. Even when we were discussing like dry January, there would be so many times where I want to stop and have a drink. I'm not hurting anyone. It's just for myself. But then you set yourself a target, so you need to complete it. Why do I do that? I don't know. It just feels like it's innate. But it must have come from somewhere. Where did I learn it from? What am I exposed to make me feel like I always have to keep pushing? But then you have, I don't know, dependence. I'm a bit of a role model, I guess, because there's not many black friggin' fashion designers around this area. So then there's going to be people watching what am I doing, maybe looking up to me, I don't know. And I just always try and figure out a way. I know I have long days some days I can have 17-hour days, 18-hour days, but then I've got to hit a target again because someone's getting married, and then if I haven't done this, what are they going to turn up in? So then I've got no time to rest. But then I do like to rest. I put my phone on silent mode, do not disturb. And then if I do get a moment, I don't know, like watch a series on Netflix. I've never finished a series. But then if I'm not doing that, I'll go take a walk, go down to the seaside, chill out with my partner, do stuff with my kids, just to take myself away from like this environment. Don't get me wrong, I love this environment because this is myself, but then I do need to keep that balance. That's what I'm working on next, keeping the balance. Yeah, I hope I answered your question there. I went on a bit long there.
No. I think it's good. I think you obviously kind of know that people are reliant on you, like clients are reliant on you, your family's reliant on you as well, and you've got to kind of produce the goods. But then it's good that you're also thinking about, I also need my own time and a bit of escapism and kind of that escape from business and the rat race and all that, because I think we do easily get kind of, we talk about this, you just get tied up in the work and, straight home the family, and then it's go to bed and it's, it's rinse repeat, isn't it? It's like the kind of, but sometimes you just got to occasionally just step back and go, right, okay, what's important for me as well?
So like, I'll try new things. Interested in going, for instance, up to Manchester, going the indoor ski place, something like that. So then I've got something to look forward to.
I wish we had a closer one, actually.
Yeah, well, we got Fairwater.
Yeah,
but then that's
not
the synthetic stuff.
Yeah, it's like, don't fall on that, it hurts.
Yeah, I can imagine the carpet burner now would be ridiculous.
And next to the one in Manchester is the dome, isn't it? The you can almost like you're
the fly, exactly. So stuff like that. So then if I set stuff in my diary that I can look forward to, it's just a mini break.
Yeah.
That little holiday.
A rewarding system, because we do this a lot when we chat to clients in the real world of almost trying to it's if you position it in terms of telling people that they want to stop work or reduce work or whatever in the future, and you're trying to not convince them is the wrong word, you need to tell them that they need to save for the future them, and but if that's 3 decades in the future, it's kind of hard to put in there. We almost have to say, if you do something for yourself, as in save for the future reward yourself for the short term, and do something that you find enjoyable, and say well done for one, working hard, earning the income,
absolutely,
and then rewarding yourself for actually putting money aside for the future. You go and do something now or in 3 months like that, so that you can actually say, this is about me.
Absolutely,
I'm allowed to do this every now and again.
Yeah, because even though it's like myself here, what I'm kind of doing, when you have those like corporate days where you do that team building, that's what I'm kind of doing for myself. And I have to do it, because otherwise you could potentially just oh fuck, I've had enough now. But then, you know, once you have those intermittent breaks,
Yeah.
like, it's all bliss.
Gareth says a lot. I'm going to steal your line that being a business owner and entrepreneur is a lonely job at times.
Oh yeah, it definitely can be. And then so now we've started like the streetwear brand called Perverse Demand. So now I have a business partner.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've enjoyed working alongside her because she takes so much of this, like, what would you call it? The load of the work. She takes on so much more of that. So then that's a bit of your mind freed up already.
But is it nice as well? Because we have it that, can you come up with something? And if you're the sole person, you kind of go, don't be stupid. Off? That's a silly idea. Yeah. But if you go to someone else and you say, I think this is a silly idea. No, it's absolutely superb.
Of course. Because the amount of time we spend together, the discussions that we have, I don't know, you can't really put a price on it, I suppose.
No, you can't. You know? And we're lucky, we talk about that because we have a lot of kind of solo entrepreneurs kind of we speak to, and we've got a lot of clients like that, and they use us as sounding boards because they don't have anybody. Because even if they've got a manager or a finance director, they're not taking the risk. They're not the business owner. They're not the ones who are actually. It's not their head on the top. Because at the end of the day, the buck stops with you if you're the owner. You're the CEO. You know, you're not employed. You know, it does stop with you. But and that's the tough thing. And I think people who've never been in that don't understand it. Do you know what I mean? And it is a very lonely place. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Like, you can make it look glamorous, but some people, you don't know the graft that you have to put in. So they might have seen you at this point, but they might not know there's been 15 years before you even got to this.
Yeah.
And then for myself, I'm just thinking right now, it's only the tip of the iceberg because there's just so many more things which are achievable. Yeah, and it only feels now I'm getting going.
Yeah, like Steve Jobs always talked about the 10-year overnight success.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Like people only see you as what you are now, and they think, in their eyes, they've only noticed you a few months ago.
Yeah, I'm brand new to some people.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, wow, like, where's this guy come from? Like, well, actually, he's been around a bloody long time. Do you know
Ages. Easy 15 years been around.
So here's a money type of question. We chat about financial freedom.
Yeah.
And we say it's the ability to do what you want, when you want, and removing the fear of ever running out of money. It's a utopia world. Have you got that plan? Because you said it's the tip of the iceberg.
So, you know, when I first started off, I had the dream of I would like to retire when I'm 40. I was like, okay, so I'm nearly 40 now. Semi-retired, I can choose the hours I want. But what I'm rich in, what might not be finances, money in the bank, I'm rich in other things. So I'm happy. I'm content. But then obviously there's so much more that I want to achieve just for the brand and then what I'm involved in. So yeah, I suppose I would have a figure in my mind. Then it is achievable because things are being set up in place in order to make that happen. But I just feel as if like as long as I can still come to work every day, I'm still reaching my targets. For now, that's okay with me. The number in my bank will come when it does. And that's it for me.
Makes perfect sense. It's all up there in the head. Yeah. You have to be, you said, comfortable, content. Money, we all find, doesn't bring you happiness. You need a certain amount, but having X amount in the bank doesn't make you happy, as we all know. As long as you're happy in life.
Absolutely.
It's going a bit deep now.
It's going a bit deep.
Yeah, but that's it. It's kind of like it's an individual to some people. Like some people, it is kind of purely monetary. Do you know what I mean? But other people kind of realize actually there's more to it than that. It's a bit more spiritual. Do you know what I mean?
I need my health. Yes. That's most important for me.
Yeah.
Health because the wealth will come. It's fine, and I can live comfortably now.
Yeah.
And then the rest or the higher numbers, could that just be ego? Don't know.
I think to an extent it usually is, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
There's a synergy between money wealth, health wealth, and physical and mental.
Yes.
And if any one of those three are not working, it impacts on the other two, and all three have to work. So I think gone are the days of working I know you said 17 hours a day, but doing that 6-7 days a week, because you will start to eat unhealthy.
Absolutely.
You will feel physically unwell, mentally you'll feel unwell, and all that. So they all have an impact. It's like you said earlier, it's a balance in life.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. So now I won't work as many long days, but then as long as I reach my targets, then I'll know when and when not to do it.
And reward yourself along the way.
And reward myself along the way. Plus, I still have to give time to other things as well.
Yes.
It's just the whole balance. But it's
balance.
learning.
It's balance.
learning.
It is a balance.
Yeah,
Now.
it's learning.
Exactly that.
So I'm happy. It's fine.
So in this season of the podcast, we've added in some kind of quick fire questions. So we've got 3 questions at the end. Well, actually, one's a bit of a double header. But so the first one is, what is the best and worst advice you received around money growing up?
Money doesn't grow on trees. That's probably probably the worst one, because then I don't go in an abundance mindset. That's limiting. And then the best advice is investments, really. Working out what investments will be best for you. So then I've been trying to listen to some podcasts on stuff like LLPs and trust funds and all that shit. So that's something which I need to polish up on.
Yeah, nice.
But those are the advices for money.
Superb. So who do you look up to? Who inspires you and why?
I would say, so for my inspiration, so you obviously got the big fashion houses, but just starting off when I was doing the suits, it was Oswald Boateng, because he was a black designer creating suits, bright colours. He was one of the proper heads for fashion. And then recently it was Virgil from Off-White, because he been able to transform Louis Vuitton from just a print to a trendable brand, which is accessible for all. And again, another black designer.
Nice.
So yeah.
Superb. And the last one, what is your superpower? And what I mean by that is, what do you see yourself like ridiculously good at?
Jeez, what do I see myself ridiculously good at? I can make a suit, right? And I can make a suit quickly. And I can turn you from this to that.
Superb. Raise your game. Raise someone's game.
Raise your game. No, but the most important thing for me is, when it comes to suits, is literally just making the wearer feel good and look good. That is it.
Nice.
And anything else falls into place.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Is that analogy? If you look good, you'll feel good.
Absolutely. And that's so important for everyone right now, especially what we've been through the last couple of months, you know.
Like confidence lift.
What's next then? What is next for you?
Well, immediately, we're London Fashion Week in this month. And then next then is continue to work on the perverse demand. My aim for that would be getting it at least top 5 UK brands. I think that'll be fine.
Nice.
For perverse demand. And then just keep going with the suits. Just keep going.
Keep doing what you do.
Yeah, if I can make any flagship stores for this, then I will.
While still making time for you, yourself, family,
yeah,
friends,
exactly.
hobbies,
exactly.
time away, relaxation.
Because once you get the blinkers on, you'll start concentrating on something, and then something else has to.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's again, it's just got to sort out that balance.
But when you have all of those going together and you balance everything up, you do your best work.
Do my best. So that's the aim. That's the personal aim. Then it's just balance for now.
Watch your space.
Watch this space. See what happens. See where we are next year. Yeah, Rodney. Yeah.
This time next year.
That's it. That is it.
We'll be millionaires.
Exactly.
Oh, love it. Thank you. Appreciate it, Nathan.
Thank you.
For your time, mate.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Super.
Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, then please subscribe and remember to follow us on social media for more content like this.
Come on, boys.
That's a sporting.
I know. Come on.
All I saw there when that kid come on is trying to wake Mike Phillips up for a second. I had too much last night.
He wasn't as naughty then, but he could drink a lot.
Yeah, I think that was the thing. I did I did a charity walk up Snowdon with Mike, and it was actually interesting speaking to him, to be honest, about kind of some of the days in the Welsh camp and things like that, and just some of the things you just don't see. And I assume a lot of that's come out in the book now, which I haven't actually read. But yeah, but interesting guy, like a very down to earth guy. In fairness,
Yeah. Mike, he's top.
How old is Mike? Like, you were in your 20s then?
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to say, a normal 20-year-old.
Pick the microphone up.
Are we recording?
Oh yeah.
Well, it is recorded, but but we're not actually recording a podcast. But there is stuff I might pick out of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, because if you think, so you know when the boys do their camps, like for the international Six Nations, whatever, they're probably like phones fed. They're locked up for a certain amount of weeks.
Yeah.
As soon as they get fucking released, they're gonna go. They might do something a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as seen as great in like the public eye.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what do you do when, for instance, you just keep a kid in and he wants to go out? As soon as he gets out, he's going ballistic, isn't he?
What would you do if
that's
somebody
great,
said
isn't it?
you would have I know you might want it, and you'll have the share. You're not having any coffee for the next 4 weeks. And
you'd be of course. Yeah.
You're only eating these greens and this pasta. No chips, no burgers, no whatever. No ice cream, no chocolate.
All I'm going to think about.
Yeah. And then
all I'm
when
gonna
you
think
know
about.
the countdown, it's like in 3 days' time, guys, we have a day off.
Yeah, it's like
We're
trying to
gonna rip
do
into-
dry January. Do you know what? I'll go to the bowling and I'll see a tap and I'm like, I'm getting first, I wouldn't mind the cider. But like, because with the sporting background as well, you think, right, okay, I have to be disciplined here.
Yeah.
And I've set myself a goal, I've set myself a target, and I'm going to have to stick it, Because then if I don't stick at this, what else will I not do? Because I can get away with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
So then it's just that whole mindset again. You just keep drumming
And that's a mindset thing, and that's some of the mindset things people struggle with when they do break these habits. Because like you see people on social media talking about, oh yeah, I'm doing dry January, and they've lasted 4 days.
Yeah.
And you're like, come on, it's literally 1 month. Change that mindset. Like I did 18 months.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, I'm also I don't generally drink at home anyway. I'll drink out if I go out socially and stuff like that. But obviously, lockdown kind of came about, and I didn't drink then. But then, even when we were back out doing stuff, I didn't drink then either. And it was only like sort of, it must have been middle of last year. I can't remember the first time I did drink, but yeah. So that was pretty easy for me because I think lockdown kind of helped that, and there wasn't really the social kind of aspect, and I kind of kept going. But then I did break, and I've kind of toyed with you. I don't know, actually drinking for me, does it make a huge difference? Doesn't make a big difference for me. So I'm not a big. I wouldn't say that like kind of you just said. Then you see the tap. You actually obviously like the taste of it as well.
I love the taste. Yeah,
and that's
no. But now I sound
but
I'm not an alcoholic.
No, not at all. And that isn't what it is it? It's kind of. Like some people actually do like the taste of it, and like my brother likes craft beers and craft ales and all that stuff. Like I don't have that. Like now, give me a gin and tonic. I actually really do like that and different flavored ones, and that's what I generally drink now. I don't drink lager and beer anymore at all.
Oh, okay.
I'll drink gin and tonic or a nice wine and stuff like that.
So is it because it was trendy to drink gin and tonic?
100%. Oh no, gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Part of it, yes, but I do kind of like.
Yes.
I do like kind of flavors and stuff like that. And
Oh,
I think,
okay.
and I look back now when I used to drink lager, I actually never really liked. So I always used to have a lager top,
Oh, what's that mean? Lemonade.
a little splash of lemonade on top to take the edge off it.
What's
right?
that?
So,
Sandy, isn't it?
yeah, virtually in there. Like it was only about an inch of lemonade, but it took that edge off it for me because obviously I didn't really like the flavor of it that much. But I kind of liked the social aspect.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes people do use alcohol as a thing to, boost their confidence. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
100%. That's what I was doing.
But then I suppose, as you get older and you have more experiences, you kind of see that you don't need it. Yeah, exactly. And then, if someone has opinion about you, it's usually an insecurity that they have that they're trying to portray on TV.
100%.
Do you know? I know this. It's like you said before, wearing that jacket over there. In your 20s, somebody will probably have to have some beers at home before an awards do,
The warm-up,
and a warm up because they want the the cloak of alcohol to kind of go, I don't care.
That's right.
You go into your 30s, 40s, and you go, I don't really care.
You don't.
And there is that difference. So I do think that the alcohol does
It
make
does.
the difference.
It's a mask.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're younger.
Still
I
fun.
think
Especially. Yeah.
it's still fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what?
Joe, that is the big thing. Like
Yeah.
they always say, no good story started with salad, did it?
No, not at all. But it is fun until you got the hangover and then you got little kids.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
can't do
the bit I
F all.
can't cope with.
Yeah.
For 3 days.
For 3 days.
Yeah.
And they're longer
Yeah.
now, aren't they? The hangovers are
Longer now, and it's just the dehydration and
It's exactly that.
the friggin'
And you got someone prodding you in the eye, wanting to
and
kind of want your
the
attention.
shit that you'll eat just
Here's
to try and make
here's
yourself
something-
feel a bit better.
Controversial. Should kids get a taste of some form of a hangover so that they can leave you alone? That's what it feels like. Now
Yeah,
go.
that's
You
what
know.
it feels like. And that's the thing
Crazy.
I'm mindful of now. If I've got a night out where I know it's going to be relatively heavy or something like that, I have to make sure at least one of the children's offloaded, so we've only got one to deal with in the morning.
Yeah.
Because
Or at least till midday somewhere next day.
yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, it's just like I've never suffered from like those horrendous hangovers that give you sick and stuff like that. I just feel generally like my taste, everything. I just feel rubbish.
Yeah.
I didn't realise Nathan has nailed his colours to the mast for Saturday's game.
Do you know what? Do you believe that Ireland's going to win?
We were chatting about this on the way over.
We chat about this on the way up.
Yeah.
I don't know much about rugby. I know football and Gaelic football,
Yeah.
but from what I hear back in Ireland, they reckon that this is the best squad that they've had in a very, very long time. And even after they bet New Zealand again in November, they said they didn't get a medal for it. So they're gunning to get a medal and a trophy now. They're not concerned about the World Cup in next year.
No.
I'm not sure when it is. It's usually an odd,
Was it?
odd year,
15, 19, 23, isn't it?
Is it 23? Is
Yeah.
it? Oh, did
So
okay.
they're not bothered about building like I think England are and stuff. They want to win a
No.
trophy this year.
Amazing.
But I have no idea. I can
Yeah, I
tell you
hear
all
they've
about
been
Gaelic
very
football
vocal
and
about that.
football,
Yeah.
but rugby, not got a clue. I know it goes backwards.
Yeah, but anytime you do go and play Ireland at home, they're a fortress, to be fair.
Same could be said the other way of
Oh, when
Ireland
you're in
coming over
Wales.
here.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
of course. When
And
you're in
everyone
Wales,
says that,
yeah.
don't they?
When you're at the stadium.
It's going to be a tough place to go and play.
Oh, absolutely.
But I
Especially
thank you
with-
for throwing your colours to the mast and
Don't know what it is. You must have sent me something telepathically, to put on this colour.
I'm surprised you haven't grabbed some red jacket now for me to put on.
Do you know what? Though? I'm
gonna save that for
I'm
St.
not a
David's
particularly
Day.
green fan, but actually that looks really nice. So, I mean, it's
Yeah,
kind of
you're
like-
just being really kind.
I'm not. I actually, because there's a few things I got my own in here. There's actually two, one that side and one this side. I didn't even notice that one until just now.
Yeah.
But I like that there.
We just have to mix it up, mix up the fabric.
I like the sleeves. As
Yeah,
they're mixed up.
because if you think of a suit, you only think there's only a few dimensions in it, but as soon as you start changing different elements of it, you can actually make it into something interesting.
Yeah.